Hi everyone, welcome to this flipped preview video for English 7B lessons 5.12 through 5.16. In this video, we're talking all about your propaganda essay. In lesson 5.12, we begin with understanding what is propaganda. The purpose of this is because you will be submitting your own propaganda essay in lesson 5.14. So as you get started, as always in English class, we usually start with a model assignment. The purpose of this model assignment is to give you an idea of what's expected of you when you begin writing your own essay. This lesson will help you analyze the different components of a propaganda essay, along with give you ideas for topics and show you the assignment directions and assignment rubric. We always want to begin with the end in mind, especially when it comes to writing. So before you get to the lesson 5.14 where you will submit your essay, it's important that you are understanding what's expected of you at the end, how you will be graded in order to do your best on this assignment. So as you work through the lesson pages in 5.12, again, it'll go through the components of what a propaganda essay is. I always suggest over here that students download their propaganda guide. Student guide. This will help you as you work through the lesson. It's also important to understand what are the goals for this lesson. So by the end of this lesson, you should have achieved all of these goals. Judge an argument in a text, use vocabulary strategies to understand a word's meaning, revise sentence fragments. You'll notice there are 2 grammar usage and mechanics lesson activities in this lesson. That's good to make note of for your notebooks. And then again, you'll look at the model propaganda essay, and by the end of this lesson, you will have a topic chosen for your propaganda essay, which will be submitted in lesson 5.14. So in this video, I am not going to go through, you'll notice on this left-hand side, you have your grammar lessons here. I'm not going to go through these grammar lessons in this flipped preview video, but you do need to do that on your own when you work through 5.12. So I am going to go down until I get to looking at a model propaganda essay. Now, as always, you'll have the opportunity to download this Word document on your computer, but you also can just analyze it right within your lesson. So right here, you see the 11 pages here and a closer look. This is the propaganda essay. And you'll notice when you go through these pages, it gives you the analysis of the audience and some of the other components of a propaganda essay, such as tone. So it's very important that you go through all of these pages to understand what will be expected of you in your propaganda essay. After you go through all of the 11 pages, you will reach the next part of the assignment, which is where you will choose your topic. Now, this is very important because you will be adding humorous tones more likely than not, because again, you need to explore the components of a propaganda essay. There's usually a literal meaning and an underlying message. You're trying to convince your audience of something, and so you will choose a topic from this list over here. So you see on the right hand side there's materials. This is in 5.12 practice right now, and I wanted to show you what the topics looked like. So let me go ahead and show you here in my Word document the list of topics that you can choose from. So right here is our topics list, and download it here, open it up on my computer. Here we are. So here are the topics you can choose from. Children should be allowed to choose their own names. Cockroaches should be named the national bug of the United States. Children under 10 should be leashed in public. Forks and spoons should be outlined and replaced by sporks. You'll notice some of these topics are humorous. And again, as you go through lessons 5.12, 5.13, and 5.14, this will make a little bit more sense. So go ahead and choose one that you feel like you could creatively write a persuasive type essay, an argument type essay about. Now we're in lesson 5.13, and this is where you'll look at the different propaganda essay techniques that you will be required to use in your assignment. So again, this lesson does have some grammar usage and mechanic lessons that I'm going to skip, but you will need to complete that as you work through 5.13 on your own. And I'll go to the Learn section to show you the different propaganda techniques that you will have to use in your essay. So you have rhetorical fallacies, and you'll practice identifying those and understanding how they're used. Ad hominem, you will understand what that is as well. Exaggeration, these are all techniques that you will be required to put into your essay, and you also will be required to fill out a guide that allows you and the teacher to see which propaganda essay techniques, like loaded language, emotional appeal, these are all things that you need to think about using in your propaganda essay. So again, it's really important that you go through these. You'll notice a lot of this is from some past readings that we've done, so you can look back on what we've learned in the past and be able to apply your new learning to past learning experiences. So again, your word choice is very important in your essay. You'll do some practice activities on that, and then you'll have the opportunity to develop your thesis. Now, this page is very important. I want to show you. This is in 5.13 in the practice section right now. This outline you are required to submit with your final draft. This is very important. So let me show you what this looks like. You will need to complete this in lesson 5.13. Save it onto your computer, so you want to click Enable Editing. You will fill this out. This will help you develop your thesis statement and then decide which rhetorical fallacies you will incorporate and which propaganda essay techniques you will have. Okay, so it's very important. Like if you chose loaded language, you could simply highlight that to tell us that that's what you've chosen, and then you will explain how you will add that into your essay. So this does need to get completed and submitted. The really cool thing about this is if it's completed, it'll be that much easier to write your final draft because this is an outline. So you are basically chunking up your writing assignment into different sections and then putting it into a final draft assignment. So you will need to save this. I recommend saving this file as your name and 5.13 outline to a safe place on your computer. Also, it's important, again, to make sure you're reviewing the rubric because this is how I will evaluate. So make sure that you have a specific purpose and a clear audience. Make sure your essay is powerful and contains precise language. Make sure your essay is clear. It has an introduction, a thesis statement, 3 supporting paragraphs, and a conclusion. That means that your essay should be 5 paragraphs. Make sure you've used these propaganda techniques. Make sure you have submitted that outline I just showed you. That will give you 12 points. If you submit your outline, you will automatically, and it's completed, get these exemplary points here. And then as always, make sure you're proofreading your paper and following spelling, capitalization, grammar, and punctuation rules. All right, so again, this is in 5.13. It's very important that you fill out that outline. And then I'll show you in 5.14, you will make sure you're finalizing your essay draft and getting it ready for submission. So if I go to 5.14, you will see you will be finalizing, revising, and proofreading your essay to make sure it is finalized and ready for submission. Your submission will be at the end of 5.14 here. And you should use the checklist. Make sure that you've reviewed your essay and understood the learning goals. So you'll notice here, you can submit, remember, 2 documents, your final draft and your outline. And lastly, there is a oral presentation component, and that comes in 5.15 and 5.16. So it's very important that you're going through these pages and learning how to create a multimedia presentation and understand how media can convey ideas and purpose. So you will use your propaganda essay topic and then create an oral presentation. Now the big component is it's a video or PowerPoint with a voiceover. That is the important part. We are assessing your speaking and listening skills. So we need to hear you speak. You will be submitting that at the end of 5.16. There's a rubric, there are assignment directions, and you will submit it here. I hope this video helps. Thank you so much. Sincerely, Mrs. A.